On this Feast of St. Joseph, I'd like to offer a brief lecture for all the men out there who are dads and husbands. First, to remind you that, first of all, you're a son of God. Your faith has to be taken really seriously. That's the most important gift you can give your wife and your kids, is to have a deep faith. Let them see it's real. Let them see it's sincere. Let them see you're going to Mass not just because you have to, but because you want to. You want to develop that love for Christ. You go to confession because you realize you're a sinner. You're not perfect. You need grace from God. These are things that have a huge impact on a kid's life later on. My dad made sure we never missed Mass, but he also had a deep faith, and I could sense that. He went to confession every month, and I saw that. And he even went to daily Mass with my mom at times during Lent. So not to underestimate the power of that example. It's incredible what that can do. That example of faith. And secondly, as men, you're essentially husbands. For your kids to see that you truly love your wife, that you're making your marriage work, that you're persevering in your marriage with a great spirit of delicacy, of sensitivity, of kindness, of charity, of respect, that they sense that peace in your relationship. They can see you're really trying to make it work. I would say those two things, without doubt, would be by far the greatest gifts my dad gave me. He loved Christ, he loved his Catholic faith, and he loved my mom. It wasn't always easy for her or for him, but they committed to be faithful until death, and they were. And thirdly, I think to really show a very personal and intimate interest in each child. You know, I know dads that stop into their daughter's bedroom just before they go to bed and sit on a chair and say, honey, how was your day? Tell me about your day. And they listen. And they create 20, 30 minutes of time in the evening to do that. Or they read to their kids when they're really little. Or pray with their kids before they go to bed. Or they take them on special outings for a weekend once a year. Or maybe out to coffee or out to lunch or out to a game. Just them. Individual time. One of the highlights for me was going to Farmer Jack with my dad. I loved it. You know, who would think that a kid would love going shopping? But it was just being with my dad. Boy, he wants me to be with him. What an honor. What a gift to spend time with someone who loves me so much. I know dads as well that encourage your children on Father's Day or on their birthday to write to them and say, tell me how it's going. How am I doing as a dad? What do you most like in my parenting? What is your dream? How can I help you reach that dream? What was the highlight of your year with me? So you kind of know what's working. And maybe even ask them, you know, what am I doing that isn't helping you, that might be hurting you, so at least you can see where they're coming from. Even writing a personal note to each child on their birthday. You know, a special note, maybe even a poem. Why not? To let them see the qualities you see in them that maybe society doesn't value. Maybe they're not straight A students. Maybe they're not varsity athletes. Well, most kids aren't. But maybe they have a kindness in their heart, maybe a sensitivity in their heart. Maybe they have a creative mind. You know, to look for those areas in which they do stand out and value that. I encourage all the dads to read Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters by Dr. Meg Meeker. Great book on parenting, especially for those that have daughters. Your children's image of God, God the Father, is often based on what they see in you. Do you reflect God the Father's love, His mercy, His compassion, His concern? It's so simple, but just the fact my dad stopped into my room every single night before he went to bed, every night, knocked on the door, stuck his head around the corner, looked me in the eyes and smiled. He didn't say, Mike, I love you. You're the greatest. But he said that with his eyes. He said it with a smile. And I look forward to that knock. I look forward to that smile. So men, on this Feast of St. Joseph, I encourage all of you to take your vocation seriously. You've been given this responsibility by God. He's entrusted you with a wife who, with her, you're supposed to help each other get to heaven, persevere until death. He's entrusted you with children who will look to you for inspiration, for guidance. In many cases, will mold their life after you, absorb you. And finally, I would say, lean into God. Don't do this alone. It's too much. It's too hard. Go to Christ in the chapel. Go to confession. Go to Mary. Find time to pray for the wisdom and the strength and the guidance Christ and our Blessed Mother want to give you. God bless you on this feast of St. Joseph, the spouse of our Blessed Mother and a very holy dad of Jesus Christ. God bless.